All right. I like to kind of look at myself as Moses from the Bible, because I mean I have good points that I want to get out and get through, but sometimes I have a hard time expressing them because I'm not all that good with words. In the Bible, Yahweh has spoke to Moses and wanted him to basically tell Pharaoh to let his people go. But Moses was like, man, I can't. He was basically like, man, I can't do that. I mean, I'm not a good speaker at all. So basically, Yahweh told Moses to get his brother Aaron to say it. So whatever that he say, so whatever God tell Moses, Moses automatically has to relay it to Aaron, so he'll be able to express clearly. So I want to say that to say this, you know, through Exodus and Deuteronomy 28, it speaks of the black man. It really straight up speaks of the black man. All this slavery. We were supposed to be put in slavery, and according to the word of Yahweh, all this that's happening to us is a curse. Not so far as a curse as us being like curse so far as being the scourge of the earth. Like the most evil, that walk the face of the earth. But it's a curse so far as disobedience. This what we going through is more of a punishment. But the thing about it, in his word, you can't just look at it as a punishment, because he also said that if you will try to live by my, if you will try to, he was also saying in there at the beginning, he was saying if you try to live by my word, that you will be able to, that you will be blessed when you go out of your house, when you go to and fro, and everything that your hand doeth, you will be blessed. And um, I all I gotta say is this, man. That's why we still struggling today. It's it's a lot of good black people out there that's trying their best to live right. Be good towards their brother, towards their kinfolk. And when I say kinfolk, I don't just mean their family, but I mean they they people in general. And thing about that is, um, it's just not enough of us out there. It's just not enough of us out there doing good, and we got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. This we gonna be in this. We've been in slavery since the 1500s. It's been that long now. Some historians won't even tell you that, but yeah, we've been in slavery that long, and for some reason they said we've been in slavery for 400 years. Come on, slavery for the black man ain't never stopped. Let's be real about that. Slavery for the black man has never stopped. It's continued. The only difference is from back then up until now is we just ain't getting whipped and worked to death. Literally to death. But the tactics are still the same. Your the white man is still breaking up black families. They still breaking up black families. Back then, they was breaking up black families by selling them to different slave masters. And nowadays, they breaking up black families through social service. Okay. Now, let's look at the work. Okay. Well, majority of white people that be in these social service offices or SSI offices or in these banking places, I ain't saying there ain't no black folks in there, but the majority is always white. They get up at 9 and get off at 5 o'clock. They get up to go to work at 9 o'clock and get off at 5 o'clock. People like my mother and so many of my other family members and friends, my other family and friends, black folks, um, they have to get up before 9 o'clock. They got to get up before the sun, basically sometimes before the sun come up. Just like in slavery days. I put it like this: black folks are treated the most unfairly in this country. You know, because all this hard work that people like my mom, my granddaddy, my family, and my friends do, they should be millionaires. They should be millionaires. But you got all these white millionaires out there owning these large corporations. They claim they did a lot of stuff, went through a lot of things, but come on, man, you know better than that, because they had help, they had loans, they had people to help them, give them the benefit of the doubt just because they skin. And a long time ago, like I said, I used to not think that, but when I became a grown black man, shit, that's simply not true. I'm gonna tell you, it's simply not true, man. But yeah, man, it ain't shit. Like Dark One Son said, ain't shit changed. We still slaves. The only difference is they done eased up and changed their tactics. Now that 1910 article that he was talking about, I read it, and it was talking about, in order to, I know I done said it in the last video, but this thing was shocked me so much. I mean, I just can't let it go. I just can't let it go because it happened then, and it never stopped happening. It was a process called emulation or something like that. You go, I went and looked that word up on Wikipedia, and it said emulation is the combining of two like, so far as racial emulation, it's like the combining of two races, basically, black and white. Now in that article it was saying, in order to get rid of the black man, it is necessary for there to be a white father and a black mother. But if it was done in reverse, it's not going to work that way. Well, I know a little bit about genetics, and what he was saying is true, because the more and more you get the bulk of that white person's genes, it don't matter how dark that woman is. More and more that you're gonna it's almost like it's almost like mixing paint, if you think about it. All right, you got black paint, you put a little bit of white paint in there, it gets a little lighter. Put a little bit more white paint in there, it gets a little bit lighter. And if you continue, it's gonna get lighter and lighter and lighter until it's all the way white. So I mean, genetics is still a little bit different, because genetics, it's not like paint. It's more like beads, because you have a red bead and let's say you have a blue bead. Well, even if you do put a whole lot of red beads in there, you still gonna have you still gonna have those blue beads in there. But besides that, man, that emulation is still going on, because of all this dating outside your race, especially within the black community. And it's terrible, man. It's terrible, because look, I'll give you a perfect example of emulation, or emulation, or whatever, how you pronounce that word. Me. Look at me. Most people that might see this video will look at me and say, "Oh, this man is Hispanic." I ain't Hispanic. I ain't Mexican. I ain't Puerto Rican. I'm African American. I'm just light skinned. They'd be like, "Well, damn, you high yellow." Of course, henceforth the name light skin. I'm African American, but I don't have the pigmentation of ordinary African Americans because of interbreeding. Now, both my parents are African American. Both of my parents are African Americans. My granddaddy, his mama and his daddy were African American. But well, I say my great grandma, she was black. Uh, um my great granddaddy, he was mixed, but his daddy, my great granddaddy's daddy, was a white man, and his mom was a black woman. So I mean, we got white people in my family on both sides, on my mama's side and on my daddy's side, and this is what I'm talking about. Me, I'm not trying to continue that. I ain't going out with no white woman, because if I do, I know damn well she's not gonna get the child that she bears is not gonna have no kind of. I mean, it might have some African features, but after a while, if that mulatto child gets with another white person, that's it for the little bit of African descent that's left within their genetic signature. Come on, nah, man. I'm trying to get me a black woman, you know. And you know the bad thing about it. I know I'm getting a little off subject, but it's cool. But I just gotta say this. I just gotta say this. Within the black community, most this light skin and dark skin shit gotta stop. Cause I'm gonna be real. The same way them white people call me a nigga, the same way they call, well, I should say the same way they call you a nigger, they call me a nigger as well. The same way they deny you a job, they deny me a job. My daggone uncle had the audacity to say that white people treat me better than dark skin. Okay, whatever. I've been treated pretty bad by white folks, man. That's why I'm sitting here making these videos. Not, I mean, that's not just the only reason why, but because I have my eyes open and I see the evil that they doing. It don't make no sense. You know, they the number one menace to society, man. All this eugenics they doing, this emulation. Come on, man. They really don't want us black people here on Earth. And for those of y'all black people out there that love white people so much, y'all need to open your eyes and realize that they're doing they're doing eugenics on people in third world countries. And I seen this on the news the other day. They was talking about some kind of new vaccine, new drug, and the motherfuckers was sticking a African baby with that shit. They showed them. They actually showed the people on. They actually showed the doctors, the scientists, on the news in some African country. I forgot what the name of it was. Sticking a needle in the African baby's arm. Talking about it's a new vaccine. Well, why you ain't over there in England or somewhere doing that same shit? They don't even know that the junk was gonna work. I mean, I used to not want to accept the fact that they use black folks as experiments, but that shit is true, man. That shit is true. And then, but like I was saying about the light skin, dark skin thing, it don't make no sense because, like, I stay in the projects. I mean, I hate to say, but I do, you know. I stay in the projects, and they give me hell out here, always calling me white boy and stuff. And I think one of the reasons why they call me white boy is because I don't really be trying to hang with them like that, because I shun ignorance. I don't like ignorance. You know, I try to learn all that I can, you know, and because of how I dress. And because of the way I dress. I don't dress like them. I try to dress as nice and decent as possible. I don't go buying no daggone designer clothes, stuff that costs like damn $80 to $100. Fuck that. I'm not trying to live beyond my means. That's the reason why the majority of the people here can't even get out the project, because they trying to live beyond their means. It don't make no sense. That's another one of the white man's plans, you know. I mean, you work all